Hello, good day. All yay. Monday, 18th. Moon Day. Monai. Monarchy Day. M Day. I like to say good day, good rising for those that are on a neat shift like me and have adjusted over to the nocturnal settings. Good rising. Haha. Let me just shut that up. I um, I need to do a little bit of an update with you all. I'm going to go on Facebook as well simultaneously. So I don't look too well at the minute. Not much sleep. I was in A&E earlier with the anchor. See the channel and the videos. Enough said. Thank you for the support and love. She's getting assessed and looked at. I will look at all your comments about the health that you've given us with Matthew. That is to do with Mr. Tesla, his pooch there that's not very well, suffering from cancer, internal stomach issues, and then human princess, non-animal wise. We are also thankful for the support and well wishes there. Recent diagnosis of asthma. I have a documentary about chemtrails and expert professionals that have looked at ponds in Hawaii or whereabouts islands that are isolated and have metal elements in fish ponds and stuff. So we will look at health and wealth another time. I'm not able to attend emails, the phone, anything like that, as I have done previously up to press because I've had to get up and I've had a great deal of duties to do amongst Yanka, other stuff. So thank you, fam. What is this? New super stickers is now enabled. With super stickers, your fans can buy fun, colourful images to express themselves during live streams and premieres. Like Super Chat, you'll earn a share of each purchase. By using super stickers, you agree to YouTube's commerce product addendum. Oh wow, I have to press got it. So there we go. I want to learn more. How do everybody? What? So yeah, we're having a calling your name. It's not your name. It's your person's, your instruments. It's you have a calling. Scribes. That's a play on subscribes. We know what scribes were and what they did. And private is because I want your minds and your hearts. And play on words there as we do. Bulletin. There you go. The bull et is in. In et bull. I'll leave it as that. No bull, no bell, bull, bullion. We're going to talk serious. Please stay tuned if you can. Get a pen and some paper. Those of you that are privy to what we've done so far, you may enjoy this. I'm going to ask you some questions and I want to interact with you all. This bulletin is regarding, I want to know how you would present certain claims. All right, so I would like to know certain claims of how you'd proceed with this that I'm going to outlay in a minute. So if you've got some time, I'm going to need you to stay here while I get Facebook on as well, and I'm going to do this simultaneously. And then yes, we'll have a chat afterwards if you like. I've got some time, and then I'll be going in to the corporate maritime arena about 21:30. Aye. So we'll touch base and catch up with health and wealth, like I've said another time. This is about a presentation with the master at a chancery court that I'd like to hypothetically go over with you. So we're all in play. We'll say hello to Menza, Lisa, TM, bonjour. Would that be trademark? I don't know. I can't read that. It looks like some kind of international bonjour type. I can't read it, but hello, Tommy. Hello, Lisa. Who else we got? Live chat, fly. So we're going to talk about Chancery Courts, all right? If you don't know where the Chancery Court is or what it is, do a search now. Well, I'm going to say hello to Facebook and get everybody online. We're going to do this together to save me time, all right? So please bear with, stand by. I'm going to mute, all right, for 5 minutes while I just talk to the Book of Faces. Just bear with me. I'm coming back, and thank you for waiting. 2 seconds. Ciao, bello. Hello, Tube, you are back, I believe. Give me a confirmation that you can hear my audio. We have SPL's Pro Facebook on, and I'm addressing YouTube at the same time. All right, we're going to go through some questions. I'm going to look at your interactions afterwards. So I'd like to share this video, if that's okay. Facebook, why aren't you letting me play? And then we're going to get interactive and yes. Dean, thank you for that. If you could give me a share and a thumbs up. YouTube, I've just told Facebook what we're doing. We're going to talk about the High Courts of Chancery. It is possible to get an appointment with a Chancery Master or Apprentice Master. I have one. I have an application going in without notice, and I have waited since the 1st of November until this week. Okay, work out the days that you wait. You know, you think you wait a long time for me to reply. Well, I've been down to London, you know, town, and gone into London City, and I've made an appointment with a Chancery Master via, you know, a telephone call to be had sometime in the near future. So I have to be careful with what I say, but I'm allowed to give you, you know, an update and a chat as to where we are and what we're doing. So let me just get to share this video before we go any further. Certain things are at play. If you could share this for me, there we go, that would be lovely. Let's get it out on all platforms. Anybody that wants to have a say, that's got something to say, now is the time. If you think that I'm crazy and wrong and that things that, you know, now is the time. If you've you know, got that inclination. So I'll give you a bit more once the computer lets me play. It's just hilarious at the minute what's going off. Share now, public, boom, there we go. I'd like more than 3 on Facebook. We have 17 on Tube, the mighty Tube, thumbs up, nice ones for that. So here we go, going outside for a zigzag. I'm taking a coffee, I'm still in waking up mode. All right, so 2 handsets, a cigarette and a coffee. Can I make this happen? I believe so. I've just done a risk assessment. I think we're going to be okay. And next year I aim to give up this tobacco. It is going, I am doing it again for the 10th or 50th time, and I hopefully will be successful. Right, I'm going to get you a platform, and then we're getting into some technical court discussion of the High Court arena. 1 and 2, can see your comments, all right, Facebook and Tube, and I'd like to bring this to you both simultaneously to save me time, as time is rather in high demand and short supply, as I'm sure you're all aware. So we look at the Chancery Guide if you're confused on what's happening here, what governs the policy of the High Courts of London, the High Courts of London, City of London, not London Town, okay, and what are they? What are those there? Are they United Kingdom? Are they England and Wales? Are they administrative and are they business, etc.? Well, go and work it out and have a look, because that's what we did on the .com. There is the Chancery Guide, which is hundreds and hundreds of pages long, inches thick, and there was amendments, etc. Updates too from April 19 this year. So we're told equity, it acts in personam, which it does. That's not what we're told, that's what the maxims dictate, and that's what's happened through the ages and the times. We've seen that. And when you go down to these places and you require and wish an audience with, and you ask 3 times and you follow the procedure, it's expected for us to require and ask 3 times. We asked 5 times. There was a small party, I'm only allowed to speak for myself, and I was forthright. I was at the desk, I was doing the speaking to the lady, and she pointed out that it used to be by 2:15 you would get an appointment and you would be seen briefly by a duty judge, and I said, well, policy is policy, equity is equity, it's you know, etc. I won't go into it all now, but it says we are not here for policy, we're here for equitable remedy, cure and maintenance, and we'd like to get our, you know, requirements noticed and acknowledged. Whatever we need to do, I will sit here and wait until there is an availability. This is not a problem. And no, no, and no was said. You cannot get in. There is nobody here. Everybody is busy. Policy has changed. Equity may be equity, but the Chancery Court's policy, business rules and procedure are the Chancery Court's business policy rules and procedures. I went, okay then, as long as you know. I called this lady by her name. We had witnesses to that. A small party, after the appointment was made, to go back down to London for a 5-minute hearing in several weeks' time from the 1st of November. Wow, I says, you mean we're going to come back for all them hundreds of miles and hours for a 5-minute appointment? Is there any way this can be done other? And yes, there is. Telephone appointment, as I kindly requested. So that's where we're at now. What would you say? 5 minutes. It's not going to be a barrage of conversation, is it, for 5 minutes over a telephone arranged with a conferencing leading legal, put my teeth in, leading legal conference services provider, not just any internet one, and the conference has been set up with a recording, so I have a hearing, is what it is, not a chat with the master via the telephone at some point in the near future. So I've got a lot of pages, a lot of script. Look at that, one viewer on Facebook, 19 on Tube, that's why you're mighty. Facebook, there's a video I'm going to share with you from Unscrambled channel about certain things that have come to light, and incredible. Thank you, Unscrambled channel. Tube, if you're not on Unscrambled channel, go and have a quick look at the video they've uploaded there. Very insightful. Addressing presentation, instruments, 5 minutes. What are you going to be saying in 5 minutes? Not a lot of time to say there, and you need a reply, and you need to go forward from this. So you'd be introductions of some kind, yes, who you are, status, standing, and capacity. One of our first publications. It's all relevant in areas of your life, and then the language that you speak, and how you address. Each word is key and important and imperative. Would you make a declaration? I declare who I am on there. Would you read from something you had? Because you're on a telephone, so you've got reference points available, all right? You can go slowly and calmly. You're going to get the MP3 recording of it, and it's an actual hearing happening. So it's utilization, maximization, to gain the vitalization, vital. Public to private is what you'd want to do. So you're in the general public with the public liabilities in a sinful debtor position, and you'd like to let the master or the apprentice master know that you know the game. You're looking for some kind of remedy. What remedy? Is it legal? Is it lawful? Is it Christian? Is it universal? Where'd you get that from? What's going to happen there? Then we're talking cure, maintenance, remedy. Which order does that go in? Do you need any privileges? Are we going to go Catholic? Do we need any canons? UCC, Admiralty, Maritime, Legalese, Babel, Pars Syntax, Quantum. Oh, the choices, We asked 100 self-governing independent sovereigns, and our survey said, this is what we're doing here. This is like a game of private initiate. What did I call this? Like a APB, calling all private initiate. We're having a game of fortunes here. This is your fortune at play. I'm giving you quite a lot, more than any others do or will. They covet it, keep it secret, suppress it, keep it occult, and put it in places with padlocks and passwords and turning around, clicking your heels, bending down, and etc. No, we'll give it away up to the point where we become lawfully liable, and we have to make action. At this point, it's all generalisation, specific chat. All right, you go to London, you get yourself in that court and go and find out if what I'm saying is true. Do not take my word for this. There are other courts in Australia and America that I can mention later on that you can go to. You don't come to England. I'm getting emails saying, well, Chancery's a bit far away, Dave. Well, many boats and planes and, around the world in 280 days. For some, and I said, no, don't worry. And then the next question I'm getting asked is, it's all right for those that believe in Jesus coming from heaven and the Christian, the Catholicism, holistic, faith there. And I says, well, in most of this we've found there is a creator and a messenger and etc. And you can utilise the positions And we have some verbiages to say, you know, creator, messenger, and prophet. There's three there, isn't there? Okay, you've got other such archetypes and positions that you can use for a family tribe, all right? So we're not just doing it for white folk or Anglo-white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, as it is conceived. This is for anybody that has a certificate, who's bonded. But then we have the problem with Sweden. Sweden have said they do not have certifications like we do. And so we have the issue now of how to look at the administration and communication and, correcting the incorrect records. What are we actually doing here? Well, at some point, David's mum and dad went to a general registry office and informed a bondsman that, there's to be a registration here, and somebody's claim of life and right and weight in gold and mineral and energy reserve rights given to us from the Creator in this dominion of ours was taken. Why was it taken? Well, in form of collateral, surety, stocks and assets into a trust, and we've discovered and brought them to you. So now we need to correct that. 7, 14 and 21, the key with the card with the key on at 21. Yes, So I'm going to go to your comments. I'm just having a cigarette, and I'll go to Facebook first, then I'll go to YouTube. Thank you to the 21 on Tube and the 9 thumbs up. Hello to the 3 on the Book of Faces, fake book. I do urge you all to try and find the Unscrambled channel, Sun and Moon Sanfu, other channel, secondary channel, and have a look at their video. I'm not making any claims. The evidence is there for you. It's all about CGI, quantum, and the fact they can't tell the differences between these Polo tricks, danger, that's all I'm saying. So thank you to all the fam there for that. You've seen the 3 years kerfuffle with Brexit and the fact they couldn't do that. So the issue is now, if you feel safe and secure, then carry on as you are. If you don't feel safe and secure, then we need to make amendments, I would argue. Hello, Nick. Going over to Tube. All right there, nice one. All right, Scott, Paul, Darren, James, Deborah. Right then, who have we got on Tube? Tommy, Kevin, Lisa, multiples. All right, Quinn. If I can do it, anyone can. All right, I'm going to look at these comments. Can we stick to the threads and stick to the point here? I need you now live. Master Brain is in effect. I need you to give me your input, any feedback, because I will be giving it you in the private once I've accomplished this. So you're going to help me to help you. This is how the light contracts go, rather than a shadow contract. And so far, I'm a man of my word. I've kept my bond. My word is my bond. I have criticism against me, as do others. I have shills and trolls. And, you do not get told what to think. You think what you decide, what you will, what you believe. And I believe that you and I can crack this. We've got Santos coming on the horizon with Josh, Charlie, Freak Sense TV. Amazing things happening this festive Xmas for you. I did see that the Leak channel, Leak project on YouTube, it seems to be mimicking my topics. Rex Bear has done a video that you might want to check. I haven't yet. The true teachings and secrets of Zeus, Jesus. I will be checking that later. There's a lot of synchronicity going off, and there's a lot of big channels emulating what the small channels are doing, as you will see. CBS News and what Unscrambled have said. So Facebook isn't really doing much, so I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook, and you can come onto the YouTube of Indiglo and you can find us there. There's just watchers. Thank you to Kevin and to Nick and to Scott, Rob, Darren, Deborah, Dean and Marie. We're on Tube. I'll see you there. Ciao bello. That's that. I've said goodbye to the Book of Faces. I'll just use it for advertising and link ups. That bit is done. It's become a dead end for us, really, that place. Right, so it's just me and YouTube. Me and you. 26 in the house. This is a big one. Get sharing. We'll stay on for a bit. Use me. Ask me questions, and I will give you information. There is no legal advice going off here. It's a chat with the initiates. I've done a calling. I'm calling all like an APB, all police bulletin. This is the equivalent of an all police bulletin, if you like. How dare I? Calling all private initiates, you know, APIB, an all private initiate bulletin. And this is your bulletin. I'm going in deep state again, and it's all official. It's been done. So let's go from the top. If you was to talk to a Chancery Master at the High Courts, yes, how would you talk to them? What language would you speak? Would you make a declaration? Would you make anything to do with faith, or would you do it with religion? Yes? Would you quote anything from any of the scriptures? If so, which scriptures? Which edition? Yes? Remember the Old Testament, the New Testament, the KJV? Okay, there's your testaments. Then you've got your pre-Christian gnostices, but the Club of Rome aren't interested in that, are they? No, they don't recognise that. So we have to go from 0 onwards or thereabouts, language, position-wise, spirits, souls. Have we got any scribes across the continent that are non-white, that are non-Christian Catholic? If you've got any questions about this, your religion, how do we help Sweden? They haven't got certificates, but yet they're registered. So if they haven't got certificates, physical paper, instrumentation, but yet they've got the equitable asset, their signature, you know, how do they go about? You see, that's the one. So it's interesting for me to put to you that I've got a paragraph written. I do not need anything desperately. I'm confident in my presentation, hearing. I have prepared for my hearing, you know, in the near future. So too much is too much, and you know, a little is often, you know, just enough. So short and concise. Notice them, and we are authorizing. We are not submitting. We are not asking for. You know, this is you know, a unique position to be in. There is no claim at hand. All right, you are applications. Yes, you're going to apply. You're going to apply. Apply. Let me get on tube. I need to see the screen. I've got you charged up. I am very tired. All right. So bear with me. I've not had a great amount of sleep. Thank you, Lisa. Much love. Tommy's. Good day. Earthlings. Nice one. Right, then how we've got 24. Keep it going. All right. My own personal Jesus. Menza, that's it. See, and bonjour. Love and my best wishes for all. Here we go. I'm catching up. Here we've got a reload. Here we go. Thank you. What's happening? Stick to the point, and then we'll go with yours after. All right. Cat. I see you. Josh is in the house. Okay. Yes, Catness. Kevin. I see you off the Flynn. Very slow. Stop messing with my internet. Mud coffee. Get me one, Lisa, as well. Watch the heart. Men's is freezing. We need some hydrogen heating coming next year for you. That's what we need, and all other fan lands. Black screen, yes. I'll come on if you want. If you really want to see me, yeah. Let's take the old hoodie off. Can't be advertising that. Not looking the best, but here we go. Ciao. Look at this. What it does. Victim of war. Red. Tiny eyes. Anne-Marie's like a zombie. You know, Yankees on the men though. So let's go. Come on, initiates. I don't often come on and say let's crack on, but let's crack on. I'm not looking that red, but I feel worse than I look then, probably. Camera. Homeless man in Glasgow found frozen dead in car park. Breaks my heart, man. Oh, what, Quinn? That'll go on the front pages, don't worry. If you've got any links, link me up. David at splspro.com. We are looking for bloggers and things like this to keep putting out there. Chillstar's in the place. Wow, hello Chillstar. Tommy, Josh, Kevin. Yeah, the backy. It's having this much energy, this many jobs, this many duties. It's a nice, but it's not the way. And it's full of poisons, and I need to beat mental self, knowing in here, controlling. It's all, oh, I need a cigarette. Do you need a cigarette? No, I want a cigarette. Yeah. 6-day countdown to my ciggy stopping. We can do it together, but no, don't force me. But when I stop, I will stop. But if you stop before me, I will join and then continue on with you. Kevin's on, what, 4 weeks? Come on then. You know they made, search Tobacco X. That's all I'll say. It's tobacco and then space and X. We're digressing. You're all as bad as me. Chat room. Attention. Attention. I'm calling you all to attention. I don't have much time. If you want to go from the public to the private and have fair and equitable treatment and no longer have public claims made upon by default, assumption, presumption, Westminster mandated, yes, upon your militant, sinful, assumed, and I'm not calling you this, I know that you're not, but in this realm of, what would you want to do that for? To get the equitable relief from the pressure of the public civil. Why? Because we've taken the Father's name in vain. Come on, let's get to the thread. I'm not angry or anything, but this is our bread and butter. We're at the door. I haven't gone down. Somebody told me to go to London and go down to a certain road and go down a back alley and find a door and go in there. And there's a door full of mirrors, and you've got to make your way through a maze, get to a certain... I went, shut up, just shut up. And I have witnesses to that. Wow, incredible. I've had so many videos. Going to the Royal Courts of Justice was an option to go and get some direction and hearing 3 times with the the courts there and seeing a master, and then going with that armed information, getting direction, armed information, getting direction from the Royal Courts of Justice, asking 3 times duty, judge, equity, etc. And then instead we ended up going straight to the Chancery Courts Division and going straight in. So Lisa, that makes me think of the adage, it doesn't take many words to speak the truth. No, it doesn't. And sentences, less is often more, coming from me. Yes, I'm learning. And sentences with full stops. What's Quinn on about? Giving up smoking? I'm with you. Well done, Quinn. Yes, if you can do it, well, I say that about if anyone can be calm and I can do it, then anyone can. What a 5-minute limit. Yeah, so the application was made on the 1st of November, midday, and it was honoured and made, and I'm still waiting now. All right, and we're on the 18th of November, so that was 17 days ago, and it's for 5 minutes, and to have a BT legal call conferencing set up will cost about 50 quid. So it's £10 a minute. All right, so where we've said on splspro.com, you can have a consultation with no legal advice and an hour's chat for £15, more or less within 24, 72 hours. Within a week, we'll get back to you. When it's not an emergency service, it's an option to chat to an enlightened private man, or, I'd like more to join once you get up to our level. And we have a team, and we put that revenue and help back into the trust. So, when you go to these lot, they want £10 a minute. They make you wait weeks and months, and they pile on hundreds of fees and admins and etc. So there is a need to do what we're doing. There is a need for self-governance, self-management, and in the current political politics that are going off, and the kerfuffle with Brexit, the uncertainty, the anxiety, the misery, the heartache, the failings, the pressure of the system, everything's wrong, and we can correct it and go back to providing and controlling for ourselves. Ultimately, AI is creeping in with the quantum 5G enrollment. We are not privy to that. We don't have a say in that. China, I did quote with the military on the street. I'll correct that. They've had military on the street cleaning up, and I was on the chat with Matthew. So if you don't want the fear, the anxiety, the public pressure and the relief, then you let the state know in some way that you're a man, a woman, a womb man of the Creator Most High. You are non-combatant, peaceful, and these kind of things. All right, you have found your path. You are seeking and you are looking like we are. And there's a lot of confusion out there. You need to go and do stuff yourself, or find somebody you trust and you can rely upon, and take that and work up from it. So thank you for the adage, Lisa. I'm working down. Snafu, wow, everyone's in. The sharing's going good. Thank you all. Calling all private initiates bulletin. See that title may have helped, and if you can share, please share. Yeah, Dave, quantum seems to be the new turbo, so to speak. Quantum, what does that do to contract law? It nullifies contract law, Quinn, in essence, what we've found. I'm not saying that that's the desired way to go, but it is one way of managing situations and legal, to lawful, accepting conditionally, all of this stuff. We've left Facebook now. Thank you, Eric. Snafu, much love. Blessings. Yes, Eric, back at you. Jerry. Unless I had Carl Lentz with me, I wouldn't dare interface with Chancery. Well, there you go. There's no fear. You shouldn't have any fear. You're going to a place of entitlement, the king's conscience. You have a right. Looking, our teachings and what we've found with the corpus juris, the jurisprudence, the land hereditary, land tenure, all of this. Once you get to know yourself and you vibrate at the level, I'm not having a go, but there's no fear for me. I tell you now, I have no fear. I have fear of what's to come. I have fear of being homeless, starving, left with no credit, no identity, on the street because I don't legally conform. But I'm man, I can't legally conform, but it's administration with my person, you see. So that's the fear. No fear from the preposterous sovereigns in the chancery. What? Oh, goodness me. Women in law, it's all preposterous to them. But thank you for that. That's good that you've mentioned that, because as you can tell from my reaction and no words and how we are, the alternative is salvage and legal death, imposing invading forces upon man's rights, leading to a sinful death, away from the Creator, away from the Father, and leading you to be reborn and re-looped and recycled. No thanks, not a prayer. I'm not preaching, but that's very, very key, that, Kevin. You wouldn't, unless Carl Lentz with you. Well, we've watched Carl Lentz. I'd take Franco Collins. Franco Collins is my daddy-o, daddy-o. Back in the day, there was a tune. Bom, 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 bom. Funky bass line mixing in, and everyone would know it. You want to hear no music? There's no tss, 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 just bom, 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 bom. And then it'd come in, progressive house. That wasn't progressive house, what Rex played with all that music and flashing lights and ba 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 ba. That was like breakbeat jungle, what he introduced on the show the other day. But this one definitely is a progressive house track. It's the daddy-o. It's the daddy-o. And if I could put, I think it was something ghetto, dancing in the ghetto, so weird. This is going back 20 years. Ghetto something, daddy-o. If you'd like to check that, that's what I'd play when Franco Collins walked in, like a boxer walking into the ring. It's the daddy-o, it's the daddy. It might be Sneaker Pimps. That was Spin Spin Sugar, no. It was Ghetto Summit, daddy-o. Franco Collins, he's done me proud. He's the leg end. Egan, Max Egan, Bonacci, obviously. There's three from down south that have really, yeah. Carl Lentz, Bill Turner, NZ, Admiralty Maritime. Trust is the key. Equitable remedy. I've seen Lentz with Shrouts and somebody in London, I think 10 years ago on YouTube. Amazing, well done for that. Agreed, but we've since found out that this calling of common law for protection is public and it's civil, and it doesn't protect in the private with assets and allodial and in as the calling, and not the we can call upon the Magna Carta, we can call upon other such agreements, Good Friday Agreement, Paris Agreement. These agreements don't stand strong, and when they collapse, you can't call upon them, and papal bull annulling Magna Carta type things in 1215, I think I found it, from add to who has out of the three crowns the highest amount, Elizabeth, the London crown, or the crown of Vatai Khan, the Godfather himself. So yeah, we've since found that equity and the equitable maxims and governances, and the fact that if the ruling of law and equity collide, then equity will take the delights to do the law, and fulfills. It knows no time. It's got a lot of excellent maxims compared to the other side, the common law side. Common law, we've said, is supplemented with the equitable side. So we've had to address and recognise and love common law for what it is. The common law has a breach of the trust in it, and nobody's brought to you that in the common law there's a breach of the trust, and the correct paradigms and parallels with that public general common law, which is grand, for all, but equitable management, equitable governance within the trust would be by default. You would be self-governing. There'd be no need for any militia, any rank and file, any case point, and all of this. We would manage it independently, separately, ourselves, honourably, with hearts, minds, and guts, with love. We don't, want to pick on somebody for doing wrong and getting confused. We'd rather assist them and help them and bring them in so they can help us, rather than put them in a cell, isolate them, put them on these courses and whatever, and put them to work, utilise them for their cheap labour, sell the parts, make contracts, privatise, build. It's just a business racket with our souls and our energy at the point of it. But actually, common law, your remedies too, doesn't provide anything at all. Your person can benefit. You can be the one that is in the king position. There are many titles for that, and the presiding priest, banker, benchman can be, the trustee of it all. Therefore, correct, representation would be beneficial. But you need to remove all of this public and just go to the private, which is why we're at the Chancery. And we're saying hello. We know some things, and we'd like to bring it to you, Mr. Master, apprentice master. Super leads, Josh. Let me work back up, catch up now. 31. Thank you to the souls in the room. I have a lot of catching up to do. Did I just see Kevin Webster as a name? Wow, that's cheered me up. Thank you for the comical names. I think we've got leads in the house. This is the main problem: who we allow to author title to us. Yes, and how you accept that entitlement, and how it goes there. If we afford that ourselves, or if it's afforded to us, if we subscribe to that name. It's all a joke. We are divine. The game is the trick and a trap. Yes, Josh, it is indeed. I've seen that C60 I think it was 40 quid. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Evening, ladies. All right, Leeds. Josh, I'd say that all legal fiction are not fact. If we understand our true divine nature, we are fact. We are law. We are the crown. No material idea could ever have authority over I. Yes, I. Can I give you a... Where's the camera? Wash. Come on in, chat room. We've got some time. Let's utilise this. We're talking chancery. We're talking masters. We're talking language. We're talking what you would do moving from the public civil liabilities, sinful debtor in the religious faithful realms there, and going over to the private, to the land of milk and honey. The kingdom of heaven, is not. I'm not from this realm, this earth. The kingdom of heaven does not lie here. It lies somewhere else. Civilly, death. John Harris will say, come on, some love there. Getting rid of the birth certificate, yes, but not that way. Not just binning it, not just rescinding it, cross-docking it. If you was on a warehouse mode here, we'd like to cross-dock anybody that's worked on a docking, loading, unloading bay. That's where I am at the minute. Let's cross-dock, go from the public to the private dock, and take that with us with authority, taking the instrumentation previously put by Bill Turner and others as mercantile admiralty law, and you would then be forever in the safe zone, except when they press the red button. We're all susceptible to the atomic fallout. So when I say safety, I mean safety from the civil public, not overall safety. You'd need spiritual, faithful safety presence for that. So I like what you're saying here, and Quinn and Josh. No, Hasakan, you are mistaken. That was a zoot. You've made a claim. That is the Baki. That is the Rizla. We've got Hassan Khan making claims there in public. The camera was off. That was a zoot, was it? Well, I'd like to see the proof of your claims there. You can tell by the sound of the drags you was taking. Really? Is that how you tell the size and the content of a homemade cigarette? By the sound of the drags. I like your style there, as I can. I bet you have a much confused life if you go around placing your beliefs on sonic and phonical evidence only. I'm not having a go. I'm just helping you out there, pal. Trying to do you a solid. Eric has asked Josh if that means that they use law to challenge truth, as fact becomes truth if not challenged. Fact is truth because it's fact. Fact, truth and fact are truth and fact. If you tell a lie, you tell a lie. It doesn't change the truth come out of the water, and the lie had got out first and put on the truth's clothes. The truth has come out of the water and has only got the lie's clothes to put on. So the truth is walking around town and everyone's going, but it's the truth dressed in the lie's clothes. So, research the truth and the lie going for a swim, taking off their clothes, skinny dipping, and the lie gets out first and dons on the truth's clothes, and the lie walks around going, yeah man, how's it going? And they liked it. They thought, oh, it's truth, look at him dressed up, look at truth, never looked so good. Truth's looking well today. It's not truth, it's a lie. So that's how that bit works in my opinion. And they use the legal secular public Roman code to override your rights by you signing and taking the name. They want 3 parts of jurisdiction. They have through the paper papal, papacies, leadem bulla, Romanus pontifex, I'll stop there, proclamations, and they have the jurisdiction through unum sanctum, convocation, eterni regis, CQV, the assumed and presumed jurisdiction over property and over souls, and now they want the what is it now? They have the 3 jurisdictions. I don't always get it right, so paraphrase: venue jurisdiction. They want property jurisdiction and personal jurisdiction, something like this, and that's why they ask you to say, are you that name? No, we are not that name. David and Jeremita are not the defendants. What? Get into the box. Wow, no thank you. Arrest him. Whoa, I haven't given consent to him and I haven't done a crime. Watch out. Everyone calm down, so you're right there. If common law has stopped people being deported, that's excellent. That's public code. That's good. If it works, it works. You use whatever you want. Kevin, I don't recommend seeking remedy. He's recommending. I don't recommend anything ever, but I know what you're saying. He doesn't recommend seeking remedy in equity or common law. The system is corrupt. Why stick your head in the lion's mouth? Homelessness, sanctioning, military combatant presumption and assumption, not good, and bonded into slavery. The crown owns everything. No, they purport to own everything. The Creator Most High owns everything. Whoever created the crown didn't pay anything for this reinventor, but it's already gone. So Kevin has said what he said and disappeared. I'm working my way up, so I don't expect a comment back from him, Kevin. But that's your belief, all right? And I have my belief. My scribes and the initiates and the master brain also have their belief. And it is your entitlement and your right, and I recognise that for you to have your belief. We have proof, documentation, lineage, thousands of years, books and books and books. We found the story of Genesis before Jesus in the antiquities, going back BC. And yes, there's a lot here that we need to talk about, evidences from, energy, systems, toroidal, thoughts here. We're not sticking our head in the lion's mouth. They've put us in the lion's den, feeding the Christians to the lion as we see it. The crown doesn't own everything. They've proclaimed to do that through their paper proclamations and their Spanish Inquisitions. Convert to Christianity or die by the sword. So that's all I'm going to say there for Brother Kevin. We all have our rights and individual opinions, and that's what drives us and gets us or not gets us, and how we see this, how your consciousness appreciates who and what you are and where you are. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Might be seeing you tomorrow. I'll catch up with you once I've done some bits and bobs. We'll speak tomorrow. I've got tomorrow neat off shift. It's all been planned like that, so we might catch up tomorrow and go live, Kev, but I'll speak to you tomorrow, my brother. Back down. The illusions are real. The government mind work through the fear of us not knowing, GN owing. This is why knowledge, I like the GN, is power, and ignorance is no excuse of the law. Yeah, the KJV puts it quite well, doesn't it? Ultimately, it seems like individuals have to seek approval for liberation from the approvers who have an overrule to approve or disapprove, give me liberty or give me death. Life and liberties are given to sailors when they come off the boat and they go onto land and they get their land pass, port pass, etc. for the seamen. And what else was I going to say on that? Much like the church saying nobody can directly communicate with the Most High Creator, Lord God, without permission from the house of. Well, that's quite frankly not true. You can communicate with the Creator at any point in your time if you know how to, and you will get into the Akashic records, into the karmic retribution, into the synchronistic values and synchronicity, the ways there that Santos and I, Josh and Brother Charlie will help bring to you over the forthcoming weeks. So that's that. I hear what you're saying, but I've converted that up higher. Government, we know whom we can authorise and what to do and how to hold them to account, and etc., rather than vexatious, direct, mixed jurisdictions, confusing, threatening, and all of this. So I am not the surety. No, you're not the surety, but your capitalised family name is effectually the fiduciary in this situation who's not operating. So the fiduciary's got the ultimately the interest of the beneficiary needs to operate at that. Then therefore we have a breakdown in this. So give me liberty, our rights. We will reclaim our rights. So 0 to 18, you are protected, civilly inactive. That's what it is. John Harris, civilly deaf. If you go into the cloth or the clergy, you would become civilly inactive. If you go into the forces and you enter in whatever private capacity, you're not public, you're not civil, you go in as a private, frontline infant. It's not by chance. So we've masked it, we've got it, we've all that, there. We know who we are, and I agree, Lisa. But we've overcome that some months, years ago, and we are focused onwards to exodus of the indentured slaves, indentured trusts. Check what an indentured trust is: an imposed, implied, constructed, statutory, unconscionable. Generally, we are conscionable, so let's take the un from the conscionable and become conscience that are able with the K able. Josh, wow, too many things going through my head as well as I speak. And I'll save it for later. I decline their offer to transgress. That's right. But you will suffer. You will suffer. Subjugated, usurpation. Let me go back up. I'm catching up again, just seeing where we're going. Back to wow, we're busy. Thank you. We're talking chancery, we're talking claim of life, we're talking apprentice masters, getting an appointment to say hello, what, find out some details. Has anybody been to the chancery? Can you tell me? You don't have to give me any details. You ever been to that venue? Have you been to that court? Yeah, I'll cut back up. There we go. Right, we're down to Super Leads, Josh, TM. Haven't paid tolls in 5 years. Yes, well, that's right. It may be as you say there, but we need exemption, private ambassador, diplomat status, and we need to help the ones that are being legally sanctioned and suffering invasions. And the way to do that would be to do the work of the charitable way and take over from the government, looking after we'll say vulnerables mentally, assets, children. Let's go Bernardo style, but private, trust, go independent, link it up, take it from the government, move it over, transgress, transfer, move, redo, not boycott, not crumble, not dissolve, not attack, but slowly work with and authorise ourselves and take ourselves away from the nanny state. Bitty, oh, I want some bitty, bitty mummy. That's what that was about. Walliams and crew. We all had a good laugh at that, didn't we? And that was us. That was them laughing at us, and we watched that and laughed at it. So we're laughing at them, laughing at us. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at, and for the reasons why I need to get out there. I need to come and see you. I want you to be out there. AI is taking over quantum, algorithmic processes. I think there's a death by New World Order, legal sanctioning, if you want me to be honest. And I think they're culling those with a low IQ in the lower bracket first. Then comes the middle class, and they will start doing them. And because the lower class and the poverty are already on the streets dying now, so that leaves the working. Once the AI algorithms and the superstition from the fourth industrial revolution fallout, equivalent to an atomic bomb that's just gone off, and here comes the digital fallout. Sorry, chemtrailers, not to touch on that. But then the lower class are sanctioned out of existence. That's your disabled, less abled, vulnerable, non-compos mentis, gone. Then you've got your working class. They're getting managed now. They're gone. Then you're going to go to the working class. They're going to get managed. And so we need to look at it as soon as possible, much like Germany and the way that they cleansed in that way. And then when others needed help, they went, they're coming for us. They're coming for the middle class. What are we going to do? Let's go and call for backup. Hang on a minute. We let them all get taken away. We watched them go. We watched the lower class go. We watched the working class go. And now there's only us left. You see? So you do for yourself. You do unto others. You do for yourself. So you have your opinions and I have mine, all right? So I get that and you get yours. Anders, hello. Sweden, we were talking about you earlier. Sonic and phone, that's right, Menza. An unrebutted presumption becomes fact. Unfortunately, it does, yeah, which is disgusting. That's not our rules. That is not our rules. The penal system is penal. It's all pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. Indeed it is, Josh. No. I got my work clothes on. I see the way forward as this: keep your own deeds and docs in your safe for the keeping with the owner and his trust or the truth. Yes, we've done that. That's been done. Ahead, we have said that. Last will and testament, living revocable, and a deed that's private and non-revocable. There you go. You can have through. No fact is ever tried in court or shall ever be tried in court. That is true. Thank you for that, Josh. That's important. You are a K in G. Oh, yes, we are. Kings. King fist. Thank you, Josh. Look at, thank you, Jerry, about that. Yes, noted. Go as man, recognizing he is in God's image and God is not a respecter of persons, and neither are we. They're not permitted to use fact and they believe their own bull. Shizen. Craig and Williams. I'm not going to answer that question. If you've got some doubt in your mind, then you can join the rest of us. I can't answer that question. We did ask some questions and we didn't get to the bottom of it. So I don't know the answer to that question, Craig. That's why I can't answer it. Chat room, if you could direct yourself to Craig and Williams. They've asked, is Steve McRae full of POO? There you go. Look at that. I don't know. Is he? Where is he? He did come on and have a chat. JJ said he'd gone away and left us and done a Houdini. He just posted a link for expert in all legal matters on my psoriasis update video, of which I removed. So you would need to visit his site, his channel, message him himself. I'm not allowed legally, lawfully, I'm not obligated, and I don't know. So with all of that, I feel your confusion and maybe the scribes here can add some light onto that. Easy John, long time no see. Hello Nonna, much love. Men's has answered about reference them, Mr. Steve or Stephen, brother Steve. Nonna's getting some love from Chillstar Jerry. Right, I've just had a chat update. Let me get back up. I got to where Nonna was. Coyote, I saw that, Josh. Thank you for that. Yes, indeed. The court, look at it. Coyote. T being what? Physical, did you say? Cohabit. Coincide. Coincidence. There we go. I've caught up to where Nonna is. Suffer never. I never allow. Well said, John. Thank you for that. No. Jerry, sorry. I was telling about, but you knew about the name extension. Thank you, John. Interesting. John, but he couldn't get out of the quick enough. Oh, I've got to post some Great British Mortgage Swindle updates onto the .com as well. I hear that we're doing well. They're doing well as a nation, as a man, land mass, and sentient soul tribe. We're doing well, and Michael's are doing well with that movement. So, wow. That's sad news, Lisa. Administration charges, no doubts, and things. Sister Molly, how are we doing? Lots of love to you. Right then, so I'm going to leave you soon. To recap, we're on a cast today. I'd like you to leave some comments about your experience at any of the High Court divisions of England and Wales. That would be such things as the Royal Courts of Justice or the Chancery down on Fetter Lane, the Rolls building. I have been in persona. I have asked 5 times at the desk with witnesses to have my requirement noticed and upheld. It wasn't done. I even went upstairs and saw an usher and said to the usher what I was doing there and that I require a brief meeting hearing with the master today, a duty judge, to put my application without notice to them and get some directions. And she turned around and said, There's no chance today. There's one judge on. He's running late. He's got quite a obstropulous character, is a word. And she said, even if he was to manage to get in there on some wish and a prayer, man of God or no man of God, you wouldn't do well. It wouldn't bode well, was the word. So I said, I take your point. I'm obliged to ask. I've been downstairs. I've asked this lady, her name, addressed her by a calling, and said she's told me that I have to come back in 3 to 4 weeks and have an appointment for 5 minutes with the master. Then I said, this is a pressing, urgent situation. I'm here today and I'd like it addressed today. And she said no. And I went back downstairs and left the building, knowing that in 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, that there's a 5-minute hearing with the Chancery Master. So policy has changed. Equity doesn't recognise policy, neither does man, so to speak. Our legal and persons do. We recognise law. We are the law. We are the crown. And so, as it says in the good Gospels there, due to my interpretation, especially the KJV 1611 authorised version. And we've done the works on that, and we've put the works out by, Caesar's Messiah. That was a true wow, yeah, from Santos again, Josephus, Joseph Atwill, and what we've brought there with the after crusade fiction, Justinian deception, Constantine upwards to now, and then we've gone backwards. So we know what and who and where, and the point is now, at some point soon there will be a recording and a hearing on a telephone for me to make the application without notice to a chancery master or an apprentice master. I'm not going to give you that much yet. And then going forward, I will be cataloguing and detailing all of this up to the point where they try to non-disclose, or I may choose to do something else and keep this information and then roll it out and sacrifice mine and give to others, and you can give back to me once I've done that. No $5,000, no contracts, and I will give you what I know and get you to the point of, and then you take it on your own. You do your own battle because it's on you. I can't do that for you. And then you would come out victorious in the private, and then you would say, thanks Dave, probably give me a hug, and etc. And then we'd move forward, and you would be kept to the non-disclosure, and I would be facilitating crucifixion or freedom. Which way, please? Crucifixion this way. Crucifixion or freedom. Crucifixion this way. Crucifixion or freedom. Freedom Day. Oh, freedom. We got a winner. Come this way. And off we go. Back to the office. Crucifixion or freedom. A crucifixion, please. Oh, there's too many for crusade fiction. Cross or fiction. Come this way. Crucifixion or freedom, please. Hello, Dave. I'm a self-initiate, self-governing master, and I'd like to go to the kingdom of heaven and get to freedom, please. Fist bump. This way, my brother. And that's how it's going to go. All right, so we've got options, we've got chances, we've got choices, we've got hangouts coming up, the 8,000 year lineage. I see you, Rex, and I see your synchronistic castings of I. He's got a big channel, he's got a lot of followers, but I don't think he's had Santos on, and we're going to look at helping. I've called Santos in for backup. Sister Karen and Patricia, those queens there, are facilitating and helping, equally as important as I or Santos. Josh and Charlie also coming on in the wings, but we need to acknowledge that we'd like to put down the lineage first and then have the discussions afterwards. So we need the preface, and after that preface we would build and edit and put the continuum on the .com, and we'll have a massive timeline from 6,000. I think that's enough for now. I know it goes previous, but 6,000, 2019, fill that, and then we're to make a production. All right, yeah, we've got some filming to do. We need some actors, and we need to put this out. Maybe a little comedy, satire. I don't want to keep it too serious, so I shall be in touch, all right? But you'll probably see me on the .com. There's only so much public we can do, all right? And I am a spirit, a guide, an energy, and I will go through and have a look, and I will let you know. And I have no intention of running off and not letting you know. I have no intention of disappearing. I have no intention of shutting any accounts down. And if ever anything weird happens, you will see across platforms, situation, Babylon, hostile, which means I have been forced against my wish, under duress, against my faith and belief to do something, and I will need you to come and look for me. So if you do see situation, Babylon, hostile, and accounts disappear, then you will know to come to look in the usual places. You don't have to, but I'd like to think that if I've helped anybody and you enjoy these casts, this information, and we're going places, you're losing the fear, all of the above, then remember your brother Dave. Don't let me be like Julian and sit there not knowing anything, and I dread to think what's going off there. You make your own decisions. I don't tell you what to think. I don't order you at all. I don't give you advice. I don't do anything other than send love, light, doing the work, writing, working out my own issues, problems in life, and how that legally can be done with law, and what we are to do, what's expected from us, if we've forgotten who we are, if we've failed, if we're going around in circles, and if we're appointing devils in place of, ourselves, where we could do that better. I can't feel happy and celebrate Christmas and be gluttonous and fulfill with the 7 deadly sins, because there's too much death and pestilence and heartache and misery, freezing, starving on our own landmass. So I couldn't sit there in a house with a raging fire and lots of, chocolates and yes, isn't it lovely? And aren't we lucky? England, yes, bravo, 2020, let's all sing, on the New Year's Eve, and wow, I don't even want to think of it. Until we're there and where everybody's secure and happy and safe, I don't feel like any of us should party and celebrate, because it's kind of sad. Yeah, guilt. So I've not always been this way, but of late, 40s, getting into it, I'm trying my best. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. You do what you want, how you want, and I need to get out and I need to help, and we are dying fast, all right? Very fast. I believe there's a university that's had a fire similar to the Grenfell claddings. I'll leave it there. Rick the Gardener. Hello. Thank you, John, for that. Thando Munchnu. Hello, Josh and brothers and sister. I'm centuries behind this info, but someday I'll catch up. Keep up the good work. Started following you after watching your video, Birth and Birth Certificate 2017, a week ago. Enjoy the videos. Thando, thank you for the support. Thank you for saying hello. That's what we love. What landmass are you on? I know you're speaking to Josh, brothers, sister and fam. You're not centuries. We're all centuries behind. 1666, 1531, 33, 1302. Wow, yes, we're all too far behind, but don't worry. Thank you for that, Thando. Christ Mass. Yes, Christ Mast. X Mass. I like you lot, and now you're catching up with it, Josh. They're learning, they're picking up, and we're going to have a strong family next year. Very strong, knowledgeable, loving, light, protected, private, conscious. There we go. FPV, I've got to catch up with you as well. Day off tomorrow. I'm leaving it at that. I don't need, luckily, input from you. I haven't got much. I've got something. So you tells me the 41, the 30 that I've watched so far. No one's been to the Chancery that's watched here. No one's got much advice or input. You've said about the language. We've had Kevin and that little bit there and what he believes. Fair enough. Thank you, Kev. And we had the other bit about fear, but I've explained that as well. And I've more fear of legal death than I have of going to exercise my rights with the King's conscience. It's been done hundreds of years ago, every day. If you look at it, 1876 Adjudicator Act, did we bring out and other such things? Don't quote me, something like that. And other before that, and the Chancellor of the Exchequer and how it went, and the jurisprudence. And yeah, we're confident. We're not scared. No, we've been scared. We've been burnt, scared, and etc. Those days have gone. FPV, good day. Your last vid was amazing from Nonna. I see our brother Martin has done a video. I need to check that out as well and see what that's going off. A 2 hour something. Thank you all. I'm prepared for what's happening. I've got some text. I'm not going to say a lot. It's the minimum amount to say. There's a core amount of text you need to include, and that's it. And then you be quiet, and you let the language of silence give birth to a pregnant pause. And you see what happens, even though the clock's ticking. Boom. You know, and that's it. You'll see. Maybe I get a time extend like on the arcade Lotus Outrun. Congratulations, you know, a bit like Crystal Maze. Richard O'Brien, Master O'Brien in the house. So yes, I'll let you know in due course, Viada.com. In some days, I'll come back to this video and I'll check your input and comments for those on the replay. I will be having this hearing via the BT Legal Services very shortly, and I will be moving as I've said, as is intended, and pray for me. Pray for me. And if I don't come back, then the lion's got me. Put my head in the lion's mouth and it's got me, Kev. What? There you go. Sorry. Should have just stayed quiet, been a good slave, eh? Sorry about that. Committed sin. Submitted my soul. You know, signed it over to the devil. No thanks. No. Got my work to do. I know you were joking about the Zoots. It's all good. Hassan Khan. It's just jokes, fam. I know. We're just trying to help out one and all. I am on fire. Thank you. I'm not a hellish man, but I have the aura, the energy, the intent, and the wishes. Josh X is free for a chat later. I'm in servitude at 10. We will catch up. Yes, I maybe some WhatsApp voicemails, Josh. Hit me up, the WhatsApp voicemails, and I'll return them. I'm taking the phone into the warehouse. I will be authorising myself to, I will tell the agency that I need to have a phone on me due to family emergencies of health. Much love to you, Josh. Thank you, my brother, Brozef. Massive Christmas. It will be, John. Let's pray that we're all going to make it through with minimum harm and support each other. Those in your street, look out for ones that need help at this time, struggling to make ends meet, food. Wow, the things we are having to consider in 2019 is an absolute joke. I've got to tell you stuff about the hospital and the treatment there. That was a 4-hour wait to come home and basically see a GP today. By the time she got seen at the hospital by the triage nurse, been sat there 2 hours, and after the triage nurse and another 2.5 hour wait, the doctor said, nothing wrong, breathing's all right, see your GP tomorrow. So it was great we had the check. I am grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the NHS England Trust being there, because some countries can't even go and wait 6, 4, 8 hours and get treatment. They don't have that. We're losing this, and it's being degraded and running to the ground, and emergency, 6 hour, 4 hour affair for a daughter, asset, son or daughter struggling to breathe, attack. It's not perfect, it's not the worst, but there's improvements to be made, and we'll cover this later in due course. All right, so I'll leave it. Thank you all. May God, the Creator, Jesus Christ, the faithful, whatever you have, be with you. Be strong, keep warm. Standing charges and gas meters, that's just enough reason to go over to the private as it is, to have the trust set up correctly so you can have as much energy to burn and to keep warm for your benefit as you require, because it's yours, because you was entitled to it, but you ignored it and gave it away when you was a baby via your parents. What? So there you go. That's why we're doing this. You want to carry on paying, queuing, paying admin fees, insurance. I'd like to be assured. Solvency, to be solvent, to wow, insolvent. There we are. I'll leave it there. Thank you all for your input to the 41. If you've enjoyed it, I see there's 19 thumbs up. Much love. If you'd like to share with everybody that you consider a private initiate and give them this bullet in and let them know that I'm about to take aim and take a shot into, not into the dark, but at the bullseye. I'm aiming for the red, and I've got one dart, and I need to get it in that bullseye. First time, I have 60, 120, 240, 300 precious minutes in which to do it, like a chess clock. All right, so thank you, much love. I'll check back here later. I've seen your comments for Matt, I'll get them. Nonna, the water's on its way. Others I will be contacting in due course, bearing in mind I've had a family emergency and I'm giving a public notice, so I'm a little bit behind because of lack of sleep, working a night shift, going on that, and then A&E this morning. Can't even be bothered, I really can't. I'm weak and tired, 41. If you want me to be honest, put a bit of an act on for you, because I'm inspirational, aren't I? I'm the one that really, you know, that. So, no, it's this way. Bosh. Much love. Ciao, Bello. Thank you. Bless all.